Hello and welcome back. In this video we are going to be looking at the solution for question 4 of the January 2024 CSEC Mathematics Paper 2. It is a functions question. We have two functions, f of x is equal to 2 minus 5x and h of x is equal to 5 to the x. So first we want to work out f of 4, and that means we're going to substitute 4 for x in f of x. So let's write down f of x. F of x is equal to 2 take away 5x. We're going to substitute the x with 4. So it's going to be 2 take away 5 times 4, which means 2 take away 20. And that gives us negative 18. That's what f of 4 is equal to. That is, when you put 4 into the function, it gives you negative 18. Let's continue. Here we want to calculate h of 0, so we're going to substitute 0 into the h of x function, writing that down first. H of x is equal to 5 to the x, and now we're going to substitute. So h of 0 is going to be 5 to the 0 power. Now 5 to the 0 power is 1. Any number for that matter apart from 0 that is raised to a 0 power is 1, so we can just write that down. So any non-zero number that you raise to a 0 power is 1 except for 0. 0 to the 0 has no meaning. Alright, just saying that. It doesn't have any answer, no meaning at all, but any other non-zero number that you raise to a 0 power is 1. Of course, you could punch this into your calculator and verify the result if you're not sure. And next we want to calculate the compound value f of h of negative 2. So when we're calculating compound values, what we do is that we work out the last one first. So let's number them, 1 first and second. So we're going to work out the second one first. So first we must find h of negative 2, which means that we're going to make a substitution into the h of x equal 5 to the x. So h of negative 2 is going to be equal to 5 to the negative 2. And that means 1 over 5 square, which also means 1 over 25. Having gotten that value, since h of negative 2 is equal to 1 over 25, we substitute this value now into this. And so essentially what we're finding is f of 1 over 25. Which means that we're going to substitute 1 over 25 into f of x. So 2 minus 5 bracket 1 over 25. Running this calculation here gives us 2 minus 5 over 25, which is the same thing as saying 2 minus 1 over 5. And once you punch out this calculation, whatever way you prefer to type it in your calculator, just to do it mentally, the answer is 1 and 4 over 5. Alright, so that's that. We have found the compound value f of h of negative 2. Here we want to find the inverse of f of x. And so to find the inverse of f of x, first we start by saying, okay, let f of x be equal to y, which means 2 take away 5x is equal to y. Then we do a switch of the variables. 2 minus 5y is equal to x. So equal y, then switch x and y, and then we solve. In some textbooks they do the solving and then the switching. Either way, it doesn't matter as long as you remember to switch it in the end. Solve for y, so we're going to solve this simple equation here for y. We can do that by rearranging the equation, having the 5y on that side, having the x on this side. So we can say 2 minus x is equal to 5y, and then having done that we can divide both sides by 5. So 2 minus x over 5 is equal to 5y over 5. And that tells us, from that division there, that y which is the inverse function that we need, is equal to 2 minus x over 5. If you do not want to do that, then you could also say, all right, starting from here, 2 minus 5y is equal to x, and then rearrange equation that 2 should be on this side, in which case we have negative 5y is equal to x take away 2, and now we need to divide by negative 5. So dividing both sides by negative 5, we end up with x minus 2 over negative 5, and that tells us that y, which is our inverse function, is equal to x take away 2 over negative 5. Now you may notice that both of them look slightly different, but essentially they are the same, because if you divide here x over negative 5 and negative 2 divided by negative 5, you'll realize that both of them are essentially the same thing. So that's our inverse function. So first, make the function equal to y, switch the x and y variables, and then you solve the equation for y. The answer that you get is the inverse function, and that is generally the pattern that we use to work out inverse functions. Lastly, we want to find this function. Given that f of x is equal to a plus bx, determine the values of a and b. So here is f of x again, and we're going to make a composite function with itself. So we're going to substitute the function into itself. So f of x is equal to 2 take away 5x, and f of x means we're going to put f of x wherever x is in the original function. So we have the 2 minus 5. Now f of x is 2 minus 5x, so we write that back here, and then just do some tidying up. 2 minus 10, 5 2's 10, and then this minus 5 times that minus 5 there gives us a plus 25x. Negative 5 times negative 5x, 2 take away 10 here, gives us negative 8 plus 25x. And what the question says is, this f of x is equal to a plus bx. And that tells us that our a value there is negative 8, and our b value is 25. That brings us to the end of our question. Thank you for watching.